What's up, y'all? It's Spank here. I think I'm gonna just start vlogging low-key on YouTube because, like, I know you're supposed to write and journal and that's your therapy and your shadow work, but a lot of times, I don't feel like that's always, like, effective for everyone. Of course, it's good for a lot of people. If you feel like you need therapy, that is a good way for therapy, but after mentorship and a lot of different classes and courses, I just feel like it's might be best for me to just start recording, like, and just getting on here and just telling y'all how I feel, because I know I'm not the only person who's going through this healing journey or this spiritual awakening and stuff like that. So just so that y'all can get more insights on me and how things function inside of my life, I think it's best if I start doing videos or vlogging. I don't know, but lately I recently just got off of an 18-day fast where I felt like I was called to fast, just a straight water fast. I'm not recommending anybody do it just because, everybody's health is different. But it was a lot of insights that I got from that. It was a lot of chaos as well as calmness within that journey. And it was a lot of self-discipline that had to be instilled, as well as people looking at you in certain manners as well, right? Like, my family members probably thought that I was depressed, or they felt like because of the situations that I'm going through that, I was possibly trying to inflict harm on myself, even though nobody really said much. I don't think so. I really just felt like I was called to do it. And when I felt like it was enough, I just stopped. I feel like you'll know when you feel called to start fasting, or you'll know when you should stop your fast. And it's always supposed to be a purpose behind it. Even if you don't have a purpose for it, just to know that, you're always divinely guided. And for me, it was a personal situation upon my own spiritual journey was one of the main reasons why I chose to do it. Not only that, but I was planning on doing a 21-day fast, not just water, but I started incorporating like more juices and broth, veggie broth at the end, which was like the day before I broke my fast. I thought I can do 21 days like Master Usui, but I ended up doing 18, which I'm still proud of myself for. Just me connecting with with the Most High and with my divine troops. No, I wouldn't even say troops, but like my divine group. Just isolation, just me, like nobody really physically there, still doing the normal stuff as a mom, still cooking and taking care of them. Of course, my situation right now isn't the best. I'm staying at my grandma / dad's house. Apparently, luckily they have land. My business, it has hit rock bottom for my e-commerce business, which is all dream catchers, sage bundles, incense, Palo Santo, stuff like that. I still have inventory. It's just right now my domain and the actual website is down currently due to just financial constraints. But you will never succeed if you never fail at anything, right? And this is like the lowest of the low that I've ever been at. So I feel like this is a good time to actually start recording more and just start to showcase that you can really come from literally nothing, like Job, and start a firm foundation with the Most High, or with God, or with the universe, whatever you believe in, with yourself, your higher self, and to build yourself back up and to grow and to prosper and to move forward. So for me, y'all might be seeing more longer videos. It's not gonna be all just tarot and channeled messages. You're gonna get some of that experience as well. And I am learning how to find my bliss. I'm learning how to be internally happy rather than always trying to please others. I've gone over that stage of pleasing others. That was years ago when I first started my healing journey, but now it's more of like, what makes you happy? Like, what makes you excited? Like, why do you do the things you do? Not because of your offsprings, not because this is what makes them happy, not because they always see you in this light or this loving, caring person, but what within you truly makes you happy. Not playing Legos because your son wants to spend quality time with you. Not doing art creations because your daughter is bored and she wants you to be the art student, but like, what do you truly enjoy? And for me, a lot of that stuff is boring, like, I do like to color every now and then, but after a while that gets boring. Or I like to do word searches where you find the words, and then after a while that gets boring. So like, what can I really do that makes me happy? And being in the country, in the middle of nowhere, on just land in a house, my car broke down, so I don't have any transportation. I have to ask for rides. At this moment, luckily my dad and my grandma's always here. So, well, not always here, but luckily when I need to go grocery shopping, I'm able to do that. But and everybody who's going through this government shutdown, I'm right there with y'all. I know that food stamps, a lot of people use it as a crutch, and then some people truly do need them. So, it's just a good eye opener to don't take advantage of the resources that you do have, and, to don't always lean and depend on them all the time for everything as well. But for me, it's just more of, I'm grateful. I'm grateful no matter what situation I am in. I'm grateful. That's not the issue. That's not the problem. I'm not saying that there is a problem, but what drives the spark from within is more of like, what really gets the excitement going again is more of what, like, Stella gets her groove back, is kind of what I'm searching for. And it's like, not looking for it externally though, looking for it internally, and just taking better care of myself, loving on myself more, and putting myself first is a huge issue for me. I know that that's something that I will be working on, something that I have been working on for years now, is putting myself first, especially being, that person that everybody leans on, that parent that your offsprings are always depending on. And there are certain things that I know that I'm able to hand off the responsibilities over to, but I know that I can get it done the right way the first time, like those trauma responses. So it's more of, how can I delegate more tasks to others and know that the world is not going to end because I'm not doing everything myself? That hyper interdependency, right? Because money flows when where the energy goes, where your attention goes, right? You have to have fun to be able to have funds. And when you are always looking at everything as a task, or you're always looking at everything as a disciplinary act, you're not able to be in a more receptive energy. And growing up under conditional love is kind of frustrating, because you're raised to be like, get good grades and that's how you show love, or do this for them and that's how they can show that you appreciate. And it's like, the universe is like, no, that's not how it goes. You can work all day and still get no money for all the hard work that you put in. It's like, you have to feel it. You have to know it to be true. You have to believe that you deserve it, and to believe that you can deserve something without putting work in is, I know that's a heart block for me, because that's a spot where it's like I've always had to put the work in, and you're telling me that I don't have to put in work to get results, and with my business, for example, I've had my business since 2023. It's 2025 right now. It's 2 years. Even though it's not where I desired it to be at, I showed up almost every day advertising my business, going live, doing so much work towards my business and not having any fun out of it, to the point that you see where I'm at now, right? And I'm not doing this to play victim or to make anybody feel bad or tell you to go check out Esoteric Dreams, or anything like that. What I'm saying is, this is for anyone, just so that y'all don't have to go through the things that I go through, so that y'all can be able to skip a step, or if this can assist you in any way on your healing journey or on your spiritual journey, to help you just move forward at an easier pace. It's like, try to find what makes you happy, and no matter what anybody has to say about it, if it makes you happy and it's not harming anyone or being detrimental towards you, go with that. Like, say you hate editing but you love recording, like I'm doing right now. Start recording. I don't like to edit videos all the time, and most of the times the ones that you don't edit be the main ones that everybody loves. So I'm not planning on editing this at all. Like, this is what you're gonna get, like that raw, that real deal. And it's like, I am at a point of peace within my life where it's like, will it ever get past the calmness? Like, I'm so used to chaos. I'm so used to chaos to the point that I am peaceful in the midst of the chaos now, to the point that it's like, I know that it has to be greatness that's destined for me. I know that there is wonderful things that are here for me now. I am open and receptive to positive experiences happening within my life, with or without me putting forth the efforts. But sometimes you have to, it's the belief behind it, or the energy that you put behind it, right? So, like, you know how they say, get excited before it even comes, or get excited knowing that it's coming. It's like, okay, like, yay. I'm just kidding. But I don't know. Is it just me? I feel like it's a collective that's going through this right now, and it's not just me though. Like, we all might be isolated right now or in solitude, but it's not for no reason. It's for a reason. And I just feel like, this is going to help. This is going to help people, because this is a part of my path. This is a part of my purpose. This is one of the reasons why I am here. Like, I am fully aware of my prenatal chart. Not fully aware, but I know enough to know what my divine purpose here on Mother Gaia is, on planet Kai, on Mother Earth is. So it's like, those star seeds, chia seeds might be significant. I'm not finna start channeling. Indigo children, rainbow crystal children might be significant, but it's like the outcasts of the family, the ones that always felt like they were being attacked, even when all they ever did was love others. Like, these are for the ones who know that they've always been different, and they always internalized everything instead of being external about it, because they always got bashed or always was talked down upon or like hushed, But I just want y'all to know that even when you feel like you're hitting a brick wall, it might look like a brick wall to you, but you don't know what God has in store for your life. You don't know what God has in store for you tomorrow. I can be inside this situation here today, sleeping on an air mattress and a couch at my grandma's, to a 2-story mansion tomorrow. You get what I'm saying? Because God can move things around that you would never even thought of. All you thinking about is the outcome. I desire to be at this home, you know? And it's like, God already had set up this person to speak to this contractor about you, and you know, or they already have this set up for you, and they just need you to be in alignment or in agreement or at the right place at the right time to get to know the right people. And it's like, you might feel like you're doing a shot in the dark. They're showing me the 2 of Swords here, like on the Everyday Witch Tarot, where she has her eyes blindfolded, but she's throwing the dart at the bullseye and she's hitting it right on point. You might feel like you're throwing a dart in the dark, but you're really hitting home for a lot of people, you know? Like, you could be that person that can assist so many and just be unaware of it, because at the beginning stages, you're not seeing the support that you desire to see. And beginning stages isn't just 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Beginning stages can be 2 to 5 years for some people, especially if you're a master number, specifically master number 11s. Certain ones, they are late bloomers, where they see everybody else succeed before them, or they see everybody else get the praises that they desire to have, or accomplish the goals that they desire to have within a certain time frame or age, where it's like they catch on. Ooh, y'all see this butterfly? Ooh, y'all missed it. I don't know if y'all saw it. Ooh, I don't know. Y'all can't see it. I'm hitting it right on the head because I haven't seen a butterfly all day, and I thought they have migrated by now. It's fall season. It's November 11th, November 12th. Yesterday was November 11th, so I saw that at 1717. So I'm hitting, this is for someone specific, and it was an all yellow butterfly. I don't know if y'all saw it, but it landed right next to me, and I want one to land on me so bad, y'all. But anyways, I forgot what I was even talking about. It distracted me. It was so bright and yellow and beautiful. It's just like, I'm trying to learn how to tap back into my inner childhood, my inner child. But the thing is, as a child, I was an adult. Like, I had to grow up at a very young age, so I didn't really have fun. That's sad. Y'all saw the bee fly? That's sad. I'm feeling emotional right now. Yeah. And that's what the issue is. That's what the issue is. I never really got to enjoy. I got to enjoy my childhood, but more from a mature level rather than a child. And now that I'm an adult and trying to figure out what makes you happy, it's kind of frustrating, because it's like, how? Like, my favorite toy growing up was a glow-in-the-dark skull that you can break apart and put together, the eyeballs, the brain, like the anatomical. It came from a science fair, you know? That was one of my favorite toys. And like, if you think about it now, I was thinking about that last night. Like, if you think about it now, that wasn't really even a toy. Like, that was probably something from my past life. Like, I probably used to be the one who mummified people, you know what I mean? I probably worked hand by hand with Osiris or something, you know? And it's like, it just reminds me of that, because it felt comforting. It felt at home. And throughout all of grade school, that was one of my favorite things, was anatomy and physiology. I desired to be a physical therapist, you know? And what's so funny is I'm a Reiki practitioner now, which is basically almost the same thing, just in the spiritual realms, where you're helping with the body and aligning the meridians and the energetic fields of the body, right? And it's good to know the actual analytics of the structures of the body so that you can know where to lay the hands at to heal specific properties within the body. But now I'm just rummaging on. That can be for another date, but it's just, how can I be happy and how can I free my mind in the middle of nowhere, the country? I've been here for 6 months. And most people be like, just get a job, just get a job. Listen, I've worked 20-hour shifts. I've had 2 and 3 jobs at a time. I've broken my back for the system time and time again. So why can't I pour that same time into myself? Why couldn't I pour that same time into my business? Why did I look at my business as if it was a job instead of as a business? You get what I'm saying? You get up and you clock into a 9-to-5 every day. You shouldn't feel the same way about a business, because that's something that you had to bring out of yourself. That's something that you had to incorporate from within. That's just like birthing a baby. Instead of supporting somebody else's child, you focused on supporting yourself. And you know, if we can sit here and pour so much energy and so much time and effort into someone else, why aren't we able to do that for ourselves? Why aren't we able to do that for our families? Why do we spend more time with co-workers and bosses than we do with our own offsprings and our own aunts and uncles? You get what I'm saying? So it's like, sometimes you just got to be mindful. Not only that, but like, your ancestors have paved the way before. They've been working for so long. They've slaved for so long. And no, we weren't just slaves. No, we weren't just queens and kings. If you look up the definitions, that's the reason why I'm doing that. But it's like, there's still work that has to be done. There's still lives that needs to see and experience the things that they have to go through so that they can be able to help others. And if you don't go through those experiences, how can you be able to actually be like, hey, this is why you need to do X, Y, Z? That's like going to somebody who was always raised in the suburbs and they're trying to understand somebody who's only grew up inside of a lack urban mentality, right? That's like having somebody who's your boss and all they ever known is lack, right? And they come from the bottom of the barrel. And you're someone who's from the suburbs. They're not going to understand why you come in late every day, or why you slack off, or why you call off because you got a splinter. They're not going to get that, because all their life they had to hustle and bustle. They had to make ends meet. They had to go from paycheck to paycheck. They never had somebody take care of them or have parents that provide for them until they're 40 years old. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, we just have to be mindful that sometimes we go through certain situations or certain things within our lives, not just for ourselves, but for the community, for the ones who will be seeing this in the future, for the ones who are going to need assistance, who didn't have those parents, who didn't have that family, who didn't have that support system or the resources that we do. And this is why we have to use social media. This is why we have to use the technology that we have now, because it's only going to get more advanced. You already see what AI is doing, you know, and even though they have their own vendetta and their own plan that they're going to be utilizing it for, we can use the same things that they're using. And with that being said, I'm gonna leave y'all at that note. If this resonates for you in any kind of way, go ahead and put some hundreds inside of the chat for me. Like, share, subscribe. And I love y'all. You know, if you want more videos like this, let me know. This is like a little nugget of what I think about on a regular. And you know, today started off wild, y'all. I'll do a whole different video on how today started. But I love y'all. Until next time, Spank is out of here. Namaste.